All right, folks, good Thursday morning. Let's get airborne with our accelerated retirement and weekly debrief here. Incredible, interesting week it has been, and it ain't over. It's only Thursday. A lot to cover. Another day. Market just keeps going up, man, on good news, right? On inflation going up. A couple things. Hopefully, everybody watched yesterday's rant from the weekly options brief. If you're not in weekly options, let me give you the link to that rant so you can get up to speed with what we talked about yesterday. Hopefully that helps some folks out with your strategic mindset. And if it did, great. If it didn't, great. If take it or leave it, man. It's what I believe, what I feel, and what I'm seeing. And as I told you, next stop is probably, we're just get out of the way. I told you, in between moving averages, folks, the market does not hang out. It either rips higher or pulls back to it. And I said, next stop is the 200-day moving average. Now it's momentum, right? This is a momentum rally. So if you've been sitting on your hands for the past 2.5 months, 2 months, it's time to pitch back into the fight. I gave my year-end S&P target yesterday, so you're gonna have to watch to see that. Next full throttle open house is scheduled for September 11 through 14. So do me a favor, start getting this out on your social media. I'm gonna start advertising again now that I hired a social media company, and we're making a couple new advertising brands so we can get the word out again and go old school and help as many people as we can. Make sure you're following Maverick Options on Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram account, make one and then follow it. Takes a couple seconds so you can stay up to date with all our content and stuff like that. Finally, Doug and I, episode 35, Stas, getting some good feedback from Doug. It just, you want to talk about an incredible journey, whether it's Smurf or Doug or Slider, Bart. I mean, unbelievable journeys out of these guys. Stas was a Air Force Academy grad, ops group commander, meaning a commanding officer. He was on track to be a general, broke his back in a C-130 and essentially turned him into a drug addict and threw him out on the street. So make sure you check out his story from bottom to recovery. He's the guy who I flew up in the jet last weekend. Susie and I jumped in the jet to go see Stas in the Panhandle because he was there for one of his buddies getting promoted to brigadier general in the Air Force Special Operations Command. So it was good to see Stas. All right, let's get airborne. Pretty comical what's going on now, right? It's not comical. We're watching the end of the Republic, and you're seeing more and more content that is saying that. People are really starting to wake up that there just isn't there just isn't a way back from where we are right now. There's just no turning back. I mean, how do you meet in the middle? Once again, with a group of people that can't define a woman, want to kill children up to the moment of birth. Instead of, I posted this yesterday. Hey, Democrats, here's an idea. How about we hire 87,000 armed school officers to protect our children instead of IRS agents to come after us? You guys remember I briefed you years ago? The IRS has been stockpiling weapons and ammo. The tax enforcing arm of our government is armed to the teeth. Here's an idea, IRS. Why don't you hire the 60,000 homeless veterans in this country and put them in the IRS? No, geez, that would only make sense. I trust 60,000 homeless veterans any day over whoever they're going to hire, I guarantee you. So this is bad. I mean, this week you literally saw the end of the Republic, man, using the Department of Justice. Donald Trump's weaponized the Department of Justice. What? And then this guy, he's just a coward. I can't stand Christopher Wray. Trump should have fired him. Trump's an idiot. But do you see him yesterday? It's deplorable and dangerous because he's alleging that he's getting death threats or the FBI. So the Department of Justice is essentially silent when people storm Supreme Court justices' homes. It's a federal offense. It's a crime. Dude was stopped before he tried to kill a Supreme Court justice. But now they give a shit that people are kind of threatening them. Do you see the left going crazy? Somebody somebody doxed the judge who signed the Trump warrant, right? The Obama judge, a guy donated to Obama, defended Jeffrey Epstein's associates. Good dude. The left is going crazy. How dare you? So you can go, you guys dox and protest Supreme Court justices and death threats and bomb pro-life centers, but when it starts happening to you, you go apeshit. So we're just watching our country just completely come unglued, right? This is literally, you're watching it live. This was funny the other night. This MSNBC cuck, former FBI agent, he's like, we don't like the term raid. So the media dropped it in the blink of an eye. So when 30 FBI agents storm into your home, folks, it's not a raid. And I just love the FBI had to go to a judge and have evidence. Do you people not forget recent history? FBI agents lied, fabricated evidence, went to a judge, a FISA judge, and got warrants. But this time, it's above board. This is just, it's all ending, folks. Care about you, care about your family, care about your good friends, and then that's it, man. It's over with. We're broke. We're going more broke. We've redefined things, right? A raid is no longer a raid. A recession is no longer a recession. A woman's no longer a woman. I've just lost count of what we're doing. Literally half this country is like the Constitution's old and a piece of shit, and the other half of the country is like, no, it isn't, and we should live by it. Let's just call it a day, man. What's wrong with that? This country was founded like that, right? It cracks me up. How you can't talk like that? Yeah, I can. I fought for this country. I can say whatever the fuck I want, and so can you. So, anyway, just the hypocrisy is disgusting. Nancy Pelosi, of all people. No one's above the law except you and your husband. Insider trading, facts. Hunter Biden. The FBI literally has a laptop full of crimes from the president's son and crimes pretty much from the president himself. 10% for the big guy. Tony Bobulinski, former naval officer, testified under oath. That's Joe Biden. The big guy. Did you not see the Hunter text? It says, I got to give half my salary to my dad. Whatever. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, folks. Nobody cares. You shouldn't care either anymore. I said, I'll say it again. Care about you, your family, your friends. That's it. It's over. We have a Fed that won't do its job. We have raging inflation. Oh, that was the new definition yesterday. Did you see the president? I want to say a word, one word, or a number. It's actually both. It's a number and a word, Mr. President, because you're saying it. Do you say just numbers? He said 0. So yesterday, CPI nuclear hot print was 0. I thought it was like 8.5. No, 0. Did you see the president do this yesterday? And then the media defenders and enablers come right. He meant that there was no increase in inflation from nobody's ever looked at like month to month inflation. It's always year over year. But yesterday, the president said no inflation. It's almost like I briefed you this would happen a couple months in front of the election. The narrative would completely change. 0 inflation yesterday, folks. You see the inflation this morning? Market goes up. Again, if you're not on board with any of this, folks, it's your problem. You just gotta go Pink Floyd, folks. You gotta go comfortably numb. Trade the market you have, not the one you want. I just don't know. We all die, right? Fred Sanford actually did die one day. But for the life of me, and even these black swans that we talk about, folks, a nuke in Europe, China invading Taiwan, Iran, Israel, North Korea, we can ripple off a bunch of potential black swans again. Monkeypox, except the K is silent. But at the end of the day, I mean, look at the scandemic. Jerome Powell dropped the biggest financial nuke ever known to man. People were locked up, people were dying, all sorts of crazy shit going on, and the market did what? The market was not the economy. 6 million this Thursday morning, a Thursday morning like this, the weekly jobs number came out, and I'm like, oh my God, 6 million? I've never heard of, and boom, got bullish. So even if we have one of these black swan events, what's the no market down? It's weird to say, but this feels like the last, hopefully, bear market of my life. This one didn't even feel that bad. What did I tell you? The whole way down, I'm like, first of all, don't buy any of the dips, sell the rips, and then right around here, didn't nail it perfectly, but the hair on the back of my neck was standing up, and I'm like, you know what? So I was kind of close. Didn't nail it. Kind of close is pretty damn good with what was happening in this market. I'm like, it just, and then obviously the press conference with Jerome Powell, done, rally flag, bullish, and we haven't looked back. Okay. So I just don't see. I mean, the next one would be a Fred Sanford. It would be something so horrific that the market goes, there ain't no way the Feds or the government is going to get us out of this. We're screwed. I just don't know what that'd be. And I'm going to go Gordon Gekko for a second. Nukes in Ukraine. I don't give a fuck. Who cares? That's Eastern Europe. That's how the market would react. We'd get a knee-jerk reaction down, and then we wouldn't care. I guarantee you. China invades Taiwan. They did it to Hong Kong. Kind of a peaceful invasion. Well, it really didn't look like it, but it kind of was a peaceful invasion. Even if they went after Taiwan, folks, guarantee you we go down for a couple days, people freak, and then nobody cares. Right? So, yeah, I don't know, man. I just, again, if you're in it, it sucks. If you're in Taiwan, if you're in Ukraine, and if you're in a cave in Iran building a nuke, whose only purpose is to wipe Israel and as many Americans off the face of the planet, you don't care about what's going on with our S&P 500, and technically, we don't care about them either. What was that Thomas Friedman book? The World is Flat or something like that? It is, but it isn't. So now we're in a FOMO, right? If you missed out on the last 600, Karen just posted that, the Northman trader, he's a good dude. I follow that guy. He's like, hey man, now you're playing catch up. If you sat out the last 600-point rally on SPX waiting for the coast to be clear and are now chasing, you're trading backward. So right now we are in a FOMO rally. I'm actually heading down to Miami in a little bit with Susie. We're speaking at New Life, NUE Life, Psychedelic company. So we're doing a little lunch keynote type of thing. Really looking forward to that. But where was I going with that? I have no idea. That was a senior moment. That was a Joe Biden moment. But anyway, you're in a this is FOMO at this point. The next stop, ladies and gentlemen, is that 200-day moving average. Here's one of your wisdom reminders. When something's on a tear, either join it or get out of the way. Do not try and call a top in this market. We're kind of doing a U, so we did this and now we're kind of Uing out here. I mean, if we get steeper, it might be, no, it's still going to be a U. We didn't V in this bear market, but this is definitely a U here, man. So either join it or get out of the way, because it's going to be extremely frustrating for you. Now all the guys and gals who've gotten their ass kicked year to date, all the fund managers are doing what? They got wiped out in the bear market here. Every once in a while, I'll throw up a smart money down 85% year to date. Oh my God. And I still get to buy a house in Miami. That's awesome. What a good business model. I charge you fees no matter how we're doing. So now you're in FOMO. It'll take a break. Duh. I mean, the FOMO will get exhausted just about the time. And it's interesting because I've seen a lot of institutional versus retail order flow data in my mastermind group. And this is a retail rally. It started as retail because retailers kept trying to do what? Pick the bottom. And finally, when it lit off, they really jumped in. Who hasn't jumped in yet? Institutional. This really, it's starting to. I'm starting to see more institutional order flow, but this is a lot of mom and pop, folks. Why do you think Stevie Cohen and Ken Griffin own Robinhood? They want to see this shit. They see that order flow, and they trade off of it. So this is just you can't keep this rally down. So anyway, yeah, exactly, Goose. The Inflation Reduction Act, which is clearly working because inflation's going down, and they haven't signed it yet. They're going after stock buybacks, and they're adding what, a 1% tax to those transactions. Again, folks, coming after the evil 1%. So stocks rise after NASDAQ in a bull market, baby. 20% off the lows. We're going to talk about Compass in a couple minutes. If you bought Compass back when I told you to buy Compass, you've doubled your money. You've doubled your money. You're welcome. OPEC cuts oil demand forecast as economic growth slows. Really don't care about crypto. If anything, folks, at this buy crypto right now. I'm going to punch me in the face for saying that. It's a risk asset, folks. I'm not saying buy it for all the bullshit reasons that were all lies. It's a store of value. It's a hedge against inflation. It's all lies. It's a risk asset. So if this is just going to be one of those rip your face off rallies and FOMOs, people are going to jump back into crypto. Not the shitty ones, which most of them are. Bitcoin. Go get your Bitcoin on again because everything's going up. Doesn't matter. Listen to the narrative. 0% inflation. We're not in a recession. Jobs. Did you see the jobs number today? Actually, the jobs market's cracking. The jobs market and the housing market are kind of, I'd call them red toads. They're not big black swans. They're black toads, not red. Maybe red toads. So as this thing keeps climbing up at altitude, literally look at the S&P 500 this morning. I told you next stop is the 50-day. Housing and jobs, okay? But it doesn't matter. I'm going to report the facts to you. As we get closer and closer to the election, housing and jobs are going to start sucking and sucking, but you're not going to hear a word about it. I'll brief you on it. You're not going to hear a word about bad housing or bad jobs numbers. The victory laps that I've seen yesterday and today out of the Biden administration are comical. We knew they were coming. I mean, this isn't rocket surgery. You knew this was going to happen. We briefed it, and it's happening. These type of headlines, eased slightly. 8.5% inflation is stunning to me. It's like the jobs number that Thursday morning. 6 million unemployed. What the holy shit? We're going to go. Market's going to zero. No, it's not. Here comes me to save the day, Jerome Powell. So it doesn't matter that this inflation is insane. It's less insane. 80% of S&P 500 companies this last earnings period beat. That's because they said they were all going bankrupt. Exactly. So they didn't. So that's bullish. Yes. Now you're understanding Wall Street and the market. Folks, it's rigged to essentially always go up. We will have bouts of like this year's bear market. We nailed it. Bear market, recession, train wreck, shit show. All four of those things happen. Now you're living in the past. Catch up on current events. Everything's great. Nothing could be better in this country right now. If you did run to Ma back when Goose and I were kind of talking about it, like, hey man, if this ain't the bottom, we're going to see this on the way back up. When in doubt, run to Ma. If you ran to Ma back here or Amazon, you've essentially made 50% out of Amazon. I liked Amazon at 100. I'm like, might see 90 or 80. And if it doesn't, rip your face off, Rally. How about Compass, man? Let's get to the psychedelics. Good stuff. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Because, yeah, New Life. Is it a public company? Probably should do this research in the car on the way down. New Life Health. They have a military or a veterans outreach. Yeah, I think this is public. They do. They have a veterans. They sent me their pitch deck or their corporate thing. Nope, that's New Corp. It's New. Is it public? That's a year ago. I'm gonna meet them today, so we'll find out. Oh, that's right. She showed me. God, the bong resin cobwebs in my head. She showed me their telemed thing on an app, and it can sense how you're feeling and stuff like that, and says, "Hey, you should do this right now." They do ketamine therapy, psychedelic therapy. Good stuff. All right, so this time next week, I'll give you a debrief about what I learned down in Miami at New Life. Really does feel, folks. I love. Susie and I were down this weekend. We had a little staycation at the Satai before the kids went back to school. But it just driving down there and then passing Brickell, I'm like, it was Ken Griffin from Citadel bought like the biggest building skyscraper in Brickell. It's over with, Chicago. You're a shithole. No offense. New York, done. Everybody is coming to Florida. Why am I ranting about this? Because all the psychedelic companies are kind of coming this way too. This is the hub, folks. This is it. South Florida it's a tech hub now. It's an innovation hub. Psychedelics. This is where you want to be. It ain't California. It ain't Illinois, and it ain't New York. Three of the biggest, highest, worst taxed states, and crime. Florida. I love the Florida sheriffs. There's like 4 or 5 of them that do those press conferences like, uh, guy broke into this guy's house. He shot him. Should have shot him 5 times or something. Just the sheriffs down here are comical. You break the law in our county, we'll shoot you twice dead or something like that. I love the sheriffs here in Florida. So, Greg, I don't think so. That's always the threat, right? The people that escape, right? If you're a true blue, you ain't leaving your utopia of California or Chicago or New York for here. If you're leaving a blue, it's because you hate it. I really don't think there's too many blue folks going, I'm going to leave my perfect socialist utopia to infect Florida. I don't buy it. It just it sounds like it, right? The Democrats say that too, like we're turning Texas. You're turning Texas because of all the illegal immigrants, but it's kind of funny that's blowing up in your face because most of those illegal immigrants, either from Mexico or Central America, are what? They're Catholic or they're Christian. They have a work ethic, and it's kind of blowing up in their face, which is kind of funny. We're going to import all these Democratic embryos, and they're not voting for us. So, um, anyway, yeah, the Midwest, Montana, all the the great looking places in the Midwest are also starting to explode too. All right, let's go psychedelics. MindMed, a 1 for 15 reverse stock split. Okay. So why and what does that mean? Well, it's kind of, what does that mean? It's kind of, oh God, I got to change how quickly this thing. There you go, Rick. That's some good intel. Look at that 40-point run in the S&P 500 on 8.5% CPI. I'm telling you, the Fed is sitting here looking at that going, holy shit, inflation's still raging. But the market believes that we're going to stop raising sometime soon. They're not. So MindMed's starting to get out of the gutter. Somebody do the math. What's 15? What's this going to be? It's going to be around Compass price. Now, I can't do the math, guys. So reverse stock split. So there's going to be 28.4 million shares issued. So it kind of dilutes. It's weird. Why are they doing this, folks? Because they need to. If you're under, what is it, a buck, $2? I forget what the Nasdaq rule is. There's a whole flow chart. You're not allowed to be under this stock price for this long, but we'll give you a year to get it back up, and then you have another year in. So, and you can do this, right? You can do this to get above what the minimums are. It's Wall Street, folks. The exchanges don't like delisting people. You have to get your share price up. Do me a favor, do a reverse split and you can stay. Okay, yay. I don't like it unless you're a shithole company, but this is, MindMed is not. It's in the space. I'll give you the 30-second psychedelic brief again. It's 1999 internet. Cody Chandraw nailed it. He's like, half the companies will be bankrupt by the end of this year. The other half will be exploding. Mr. Wonderful down at the Benzinga Psychedelic Capital Conference sat on stage and said, cannabis is, stay away from it. Psychedelics is where you need to be. There's going to be a ton of consolidation. Go with the big names in the space and you'll be fine. So anyway, Christina, do the math. Like I said, 15. Morgan Stanley releases a positive report on psychedelics. Okay. Right. Early results indicate that psychedelic therapy has the potential to fundamentally I'm not going to read this, but this is Morgan Stanley, folks. I told you about Marcus Capone. Told me a year ago, he's like, dude, Senator Kerry, the hero, not the traitor, Senator Bob Kerry, lost his leg as a Navy SEAL, deep into the space, private equity firm. Everybody's in this space, folks. I'm not going to give you my speech because I'm going to waste your time, but this is the place you need to be bullish. Everybody hopefully saw what happened earlier this week or end of last week's interview with Aaron Rodgers. And you see what the NFL did the other day? They came out and said, we hereby find that he did not violate the league's drug policy. And did you see the rest of the quote? They're like, well, first of all, we can't even detect ayahuasca, but anyway, no, this doesn't violate anything. Wow. In the United States of America, ayahuasca, ibogaine, psilocybin is a Schedule I drug. It's a felony. You're going to prison, my friend. The NFL. Nah, we're good. Changed his life, made him a better man, says it helped lead to the best season of his career. Thank you, NFL. I hate you just a little bit less. I dislike you. I don't hate. Now, again, he did not do, listening to this, he didn't do psychedelics to be better at football. Trust me, you go into the medicine with that type of bullshit, you're going to get smacked down. DMT allowed him to unconditionally love myself. That sounds stupid. It did before I did it, and now I get it. Why? Because I, before the medicine, and still a little bit now, am the worst on who? Myself. My self-compassion was at 0. Beat the shit out of me. To me, one of the core tenets of your mental health is what? Self-love. That's what ayahuasca did for me. It was to help me see how to unconditionally love myself. It's only in that unconditional love that I'm able to truly be able to love others. Exactly. I loved this. And what better way to work on my mental health than to have an experience like that? Read that again, folks. If you're shitty, if you ain't loving yourself, if you are just beating yourself into the ground, this failed and that failed, and you're awful, and I can't believe you did this in your life, you're going to suck. You're going to suck to others. You can't love others because that love is jaded. It's not true. It's not pure. If, not saying you will, I'm saying if you experience psychedelic assisted therapy and kind of literally get the control alt delete, the scrubbing, your brain gets a scrubbing and your soul gets a scrubbing, you're going to be able to love others better. You guys know my story, man, especially as if you were at the first look when I told the story about my children and Susie sitting there on the couch as Daniel Carcillo asked him, like, well, have you seen any difference? And I'm like, oh shit. And nobody said a word except my daughter Keely. She said he's better. Now that hurt a little bit until that little bit of hurt went away and I felt God's love. Like, dude, it's in the past, man. You are present right now. To steal a Marcus Luttrell quote, every time he answers the phone and I go, dude, how are you? Wiz, I'm blessed and unstoppable. I laid there afterward on my mat and then opened my eyes. It felt like I was opening my eyes for the first time. Sure. Read that again. I opened my eyes and it felt like I was opening them for the first time. Why am I spending time on this? First of all, this makes my heart smile. I don't care who it is. Homeless man Aaron Rodgers, to hear that makes my heart smile. More people like Aaron Rodgers. Imagine Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, cream of some young guy, the Ayatollah. Open your eyes for the first time. You guys know me, 52 years of shit disintegrated, man. That's pretty powerful. I feel like that experience paved the way for the best season of my career. Me, my trading's on fire. Not why I did it, clearly, guys, but I'm saying there's added benefits, man. Like everything got better. It ain't all sunshine and lollipops every day of the week, 24/7. But those lows that I still have, I know that are what? They ain't permanent. I'm not attached to them. Highs don't last forever. That's why you enjoy them. Lows don't last forever. That's why you go, I'm going to get through this. Old me, though, The greatest gift I can give to my teammates, in my opinion, is to be able to show up and be someone who can model unconditional love to them. 4-time NFL MVP talking like this. Why am I dropping anchors on this? His girlfriend praised the quarterback for changing history and forging the future. Unbelievable, folks. Shared this with you a couple of weeks ago. 1 in 4 Americans say they've tried at least one psychedelic drug. So it's turning mainstream, guys. I gave the president credit, even though he has no clue what's going on. Can't even put his jacket on. But it's his administration, the same administration that ordered a raid. The Department of Justice, the Attorney General of the United States is a political appointee. Boom. Bill Barr is weaponizing the Department of Justice. And what do you call raiding? I'm sorry, not raiding. If I use the wrong word, is it a hate crime? So anyway, I did my podcast where I asked Hunter Biden to come out of the closet, so to speak, to get with his dad and say, Dad, this stuff changed my life. It saved. We're forgiving people. Clearly. Bill Clinton, I did not have. Remember that dude red in the face wagging his finger at us? And then when, of course, we found out he was a filthy liar, what? Oh, it's a personal matter. It has nothing to do with his performance. Could you imagine if the most powerful man in the world, and an intern? It doesn't get any more holy shit than that. But of course, feminists ignored it. Anyway, I'm talking about this because they need a win right now. The country could use a win. Hunter Biden and his dad going, this psychedelic assisted therapy saved my son's life, changed his life. He's clean, he's sober, he's fucked up in the past, and he's here to atone for it. I would stand up and I would give them a standing ovation. I would salute that. You're a brave man, Hunter. Mr. President, thank you. Let's ramp this up for veterans. I'd be so supportive of all of that. Thank you, Kathy. It's never going to happen. It's just not. I'm trying though. I'm trying to speak it into existence. Anyway, all right, let's go. What did we do? I never got filled last week on Compass. I kept walking this up and never got filled. Who got filled on Compass? And can I get a hell yeah? Where's all my hell yeahs from here? What did I tell you when it was $10? We were in accelerated retirement, folks. It was $10. It's at 20. You have doubled your money in 2 months. There you go, Arrow. You've doubled your money. How many of you can say that? Well, a lot of you can, since you're Top Gun Options. But people who have been getting destroyed in this bear market, I told you as this thing imploded, what? I am bullish on nothing except psychedelics. I don't want to waste time recreating that synthetic stock, but I wanted this in the AR portfolio. This is a unbelievable rip your face off rally. Look at that. Tripled her money. JG got in late, up 68%. Douglas up 40%. Awesome. I love it. This is good stuff. Karen, I don't think so. I don't. I take the opposite view. If Hunter and Joe Biden did that, the Democrats are already there. The Democrats are all over legalizing psychedelics. It's the Republicans who are getting dragged kicking and screaming. Dan Crenshaw, finally. I can't believe that. It's awesome. Cory Booker, Spartacus, and Rand Paul together on psychedelic assisted therapy. So I think it would be a victory. I mean, the Democrats are already there for psychedelic assisted therapy. And I would scorn, ladies, if this happened, God, if you could make this happen, if this happened, and Hunter came out and I said, I did this medicine, I'm a clean machine right now, thank you, and I'd like to help others. Any Republican who gave that guy shit, I would destroy. I would be a pro Hunter Biden supporter. How dare people, if a dude or a lady went and unfornicated themselves, however they do it, you don't need psychedelic assisted therapy to unfornicate yourself, clearly. But folks, whether you're a Hunter Biden or a fighter pilot, and I'm not equating those two, I'm just talking about living on the edge. Radical healing might need radical assistance, right? But you can do breath work, you can go to church, you can do yoga, you can climb to the top of a mountain in Nepal with flowing robes. Whatever you need to do to heal, if you heal and you can look at your old self and go, man, that was bad. And that person is dead. This is me today. I celebrate people like that. You want to talk? You want to take? I should be billing Hunter Biden and the Democrats for this advice. You want to take the wind out of, but his laptop sales? Be like, fuck yeah, man, that was me. Arguing with a Russian hooker about the price of crack? That dude's dead. He died on a bed in Mexico. I'd stand up and clap, folks. Doesn't forgive that. And remember, forgiveness is what? It's human. I was at the Boca Resort yesterday, read my old journal in my car. Forgiveness is a foreign concept in heaven and to God and the Holy Spirit. Why? There's no need for it. Forgiveness is a human construct. We need it for us. God, at least when I did the medicine, be the truth, divine spirit, God that I experienced looked at when I was on my knees begging for forgiveness for the shit that I had done. Whatever that thing was that I experienced, I prefer to use the word God. You can use whatever you want. I got the feeling of like a shrug, like, are you kidding? Like a wave, like an energy that just went. So when you do read Bible stories, like Jesus walked up to the blind person and just kind of rubbed his eyes. I can see now. Just with a wave of a hand, felt absolute healing. 52 years of bullshit gone. I'm on a weird tangent. I apologize for that, but you guys know me. I'm talking about my whiz rant yesterday about the market because I'm passionate about it. This is my whiz rant about healing in life and kind of a shitty transition, but this is why we're here. Guess what? We can make money. This is a win-win. Ponch, I love the way that's exactly right, man. What I experienced on the medicine was reality. To be honest with you, it was more real than this fucking coffee cup, man. That was real to me. This is a fucking hallucination. This is hell. Now, did you see? I am not a fan of the Pope, guys. S&P bear a sniper shot, bear call spread. 42.60 bear call spread for today. Shoot it. Um, People went apeshit the other day when the Pope said what? It leaked, but this was from an interview years ago, folks. So I don't know why somebody re-released it and people went apeshit. What did the Pope say? There is no hell. Now, it's funny to be a TGO and to use that sentence. Why? Because I've used that before. It's like the Fed chief, right? How many times have you used that analogy? It's like the Pope coming out and saying there is no hell. Everybody's going to put it's like the Fed. He actually said it. Guess what? I agree. Or actually, I disagree. This is hell. What I experienced, folks, I'm telling you, this changed my life. Old me, I would have, if they were like, hey, we need volunteers to work death row this week and shoot dudes or eject them, I'd be like, first, not anymore, man. Now, people, you still have to pay for for the bad. I get it. But man, what I experienced, I mean, do you think God made something that sucks and is fucked up? I didn't experience that. A soul that's born into this planet is pure and full of light and love and everything. Okay? Let me put a bow on this because I don't want to get too far in a tangent. Um, the fact that there's a public company like Compass or MindMed or Atai or New Life, and I'm talking to you like this is the ultimate disruptor. If you read How to Change Your Mind or watched it on Netflix, where did computers come from? Psychedelics. The Bay Area. Steve Jobs said this, folks. Steve Jobs said doing psychedelics. Uh, Apple. This is the next level disruptor. And maybe, just maybe, from Morgan Stanley to everything that's going on in the psychedelic space is happening when? At the same time, Wiz is saying that the shit's ending. The Republic's ending. China's rising. I've told you a couple times there's a graph. There's two lines on the chart, man. The decline of civilization and the rise of psychedelics. So as the United States and we fight and awfulness, here comes psychedelics. Ponch is brilliant. Ponch, map that out. Let's use that in a keynote, man. Here's the frickin' world. Inflation, war, political division. Here comes psychedelics. Coincidence? There are no such things as coincidences. There is zero coincidence. I've seen it. I felt it. There are times, folks, it literally, when I meditate or I'm lying in bed or when I go back to my experience, when I got into the loop with God, I got into that do loop. But hold on. Who made you? I've always been and I will always be. No. Yeah, I get that. Whatever. No, but I mean, where'd you come from? I have always been and I will always be. I'm like, no, dude, listen to me. Listen to my question. And then God very lovingly picked me up and went, whew, and I felt forever. It's impossible for me to put to words the feeling that I felt. I got it. I'm like, noted. When I try and meditate I get tears in my eyes because I can't. Current me, who's cleaned up and ready to go, it's on the medicine. I got to experience that. I'm like, now I get it. But sitting here right now, it just makes me tear up because I'm like, you can't fathom God. So the hell you getting at, Wiz? I have no idea. What I'm getting at is if this type of thing, this plant, this toad, this thing that woman or man did not make, God made. If it can do that for me and change my life, I'm nobody special. Aaron Rodgers would probably tell you he ain't nobody special. I think he's pretty cool and special and incredible talent. Guess what? The fact that an NFL fan sitting somewhere in Wisconsin heard him go, he did what? And I can't even spell that word. How do you say that word? Ayahuasca? Wow. Wow. I can't even believe I'm going to say this. I haven't watched an NFL game in 3 years, 4 years. I will watch the first Packers game, even preseason, because I want to hear what the commentators have to say. Or maybe he says. Maybe after one of the press conferences at a football game, he brings it up again. This is a movement, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. We're in it to win it, man. So, continue thought provoking. If you took that sniper shot, you're looking pretty good, man, on SPX. But so I need to get bullish on Compass. I actually am. Oh, wait for it to give a little back here. This is a good look. I'm going to wait a little bit. What a solid chart. Oh, you know who? Well, this is what's really funny. Quick No Fallen Heroes update. Talked to a lady, Rita Cosby. She blah blah blah. She's really, really good friends with Will Smith, and she's like, maybe you get Will Smith for your project. And somebody on our project's like, we don't want him. I'm like, that's exactly who we want. No, he's kind of tainted. How dare you? Will Smith, this person said, is considering doing that. He's done, I think he did ayahuasca. I forget what he's done, but he's considering going and retouching the medicine to unfornicate himself. So our No Fallen Heroes documentary, it's going to turn people away. Are you shitting me? That person was corrected. I get the American public going, oh my God, I was one of those people. I'm like, dude walks on the stage in front of the world, assaults another guy, doesn't get arrested. Two-tier justice system. But if somebody like that's going to go, I need some help healing, I'll take Will Smith on this project. Who the hell am I to judge? Who are we to judge? The thing that put us here is the only thing that's allowed to judge. And the thing that I experienced, it's love. It's not judgment. The thing I experienced ain't sitting on a big throne with a white beard and shooting lightning bolts out of his fingers. Thank you, Catholic Church. You don't go to church this Sunday, Wiz. That's a mortal sin. A mortal sin. Oh yeah, you burn for eternity, like your skin's on fire for the rest of time. Holy shit! Thank you, Catholic Church. Yeah, Christine, we're the Extraction TV series, celebrities. Yeah, I mean, we want to map all of that out. We want to do all of that. That's going to happen, right? If it's not No Fallen Heroes and somebody else does it, I'm still going to watch and cheer it, right? We're trying to get there, but you're exactly right. This with psychedelics coming up as the world is imploding, somebody's going to do this. It's the fact that if Navy SEALs and fighter pilots doing it, it's not mainstream. NFL player, great. If he's the one that pushes this ball into the end zone, good analogy. Daniel Carcillo, two-time NHL champ, Stanley Cup champ. Now I get people, I don't watch hockey. Okay, great. Everybody knows who Aaron Rodgers is. I don't care who they use as the standard bearer. I'll fly formation. I'll jump on Aaron Rodgers' wing right now and support all of that. But the fact that that dude, that was a watershed moment to me. All right. Anyway, yeah, I gotta. I'm going to wait for a. It's it's Will Smith was a Marine Hornet pilot, man. Wonder what the radar scope looked like. It was so funny when during that air-to-air engagement, like that big ass. It would have been just like green on the radar. I can't believe there was hits. It should have been just like a green blob. But anyway, I'm gonna if maybe this afternoon, maybe I'll send out an AR email since we don't have text alerts. But I have to get bullish on Compass. Sill, I think who was it? Bart put out some intel on Sill recently. I mean, we're climbing out of the gutter. This was $2.50 a little while ago, and up to almost $4. Shit hot. Look at all of this, folks. Whether it's Compass, Atai, everything feels like a couple months ago, and I'm not talking about the overall bottom of the market. It kind of bottomed out on its own, the psychedelic stocks. Now, this is really good news for our project, since some of the people I talked to, they're like, dude, we had zero money, love your project, but we're trying to stay in business. We'll see what New Life has to say today. They're more ketamine treatment and stuff like that, but I think that's one of the reasons that Susie and I are going to go down and talk to them, is because she was blown away. The veterans doing ibogaine and 5-MeO. I'm like, yep, and I flipped. That's a story right there. So let's do that. I want to go grab some fruit and stuff like that, because driving from Boca, God's waiting room, to Miami, it literally is a different world. It's each city in South Florida: Palm Beach, Boca, Fort Lauderdale, Miami. It's like 4 different states. It's kind of like Texas. Each big city in Texas is its own state and people. Austin is different than Houston, which is different than San Antonio and Dallas, and really cool stuff. So we're going to let me go grab some chow before I get in the car, and let me go grab another microdose, because Miami traffic will definitely test my attachment or non-attachment. So good stuff, guys. So Christina, how is Herb doing? So Herb's done the medicine. Where'd he go? He was. Oh, that's what I got to do. Trevor and Martine. I haven't booked. I told you guys. Trevor, Martine. We need to do some more webinars with the med guys. Christina, did I miss why you were posting Herb's number? So Herb's out of the closet, so to speak, about having done the medicine. Loved supporting Herb and his healing journey, and it sounds like he's doing great. Oh, good. Okay. Uh, and folks, if any of you are considering, let me end with this: the medicine calls to you. That's not a bullshit sentence. It's the truth, right? People who are like, oh, I gotta go do it. It doesn't. You feel it. And I'm here to tell you, as witness to this process, that the day The instant, the instant I agreed to do the medicine, things started changing. I can't put my finger on it, can't explain it. It's a fact. And just about every person that I know that has done the medicine says validates that. They're like, oh yeah, it did call. And as soon as I agreed to do it, things start changing. So if you're interested in this, I'm going to, I haven't talked to my brother Trevor in a while, talk to Martine often. We'll do a couple more, we'll do some webinars, medicine webinars, maybe on Fridays after Bart gets done to end the week with some of this stuff, because I'm saying this jokingly, right? We all watched Billions. We all watched Wags and Axe in a tent. I think they were doing ayahuasca up in Canada or wherever they were, and they became. That's a perfect example of like weirdness on the medicine, though. I don't. Obviously, it's a TV show. Hopefully, they got what they needed, but it was a weird thing. They got bullish on the sector because what? Because they did it. We're doing it in the inverse order. I did the medicine, and folks in this project did the medicine to what? To save lives. Everything that happened after that, holy shit, I can see the matrix of trading, and I feel better, and I'm a better dad. That was all. That was all benefits, folks. But it starts with you, right? How many times you get on an airliner? What do they say? Hey, man, in case of decompression, put your mask on first, and then help somebody else. You can't help anybody if you're not well, and that's where I am right now. So buy the psychedelic sector with both hands, buy SIL with both hands, buy Compass, buy MindMed. If you don't want to pick individual winners, you go with the ETF SIL at this point. Exactly, Ken. I would love that. Oh, John, I appreciate that. Top Gun is not only trading, it's about knowledge, right? This is that holistic approach to trading, folks. I've been doing this for over 3 decades. This is how I've done it since day one. I go, if I have time, I still go play secret shopper at other trading places, and holy shit, man, it is just tactical. I'm going to shit out trades and this, and I'm like, I definitely, you can do, if that's the way you want to trade, knock yourself out. But the holistic approach, knowledge, right? Um, Enlightenment, and it's funny when people use that word. I read a lot of. I'm a voracious reader of all this stuff now. Everybody is enlightened. I'm enlightened. You're enlightened. You're born enlightened, folks, as a soul, as a you're 14 billion years old, folks. All of us are cosmic dust that join together, and the result of it that makes a nuclear explosion look tame. But we're all enlightened. You just got to find it. You got to shit canned all the layers that don't serve you. My brother Slider, who some of you met at the first look, and Doug, dude, it feels like I've been walking around with a 50-pound backpack on. And as a result of the medicine, kind of took that backpack off. God did, and said, I got this. And let me put this over here. It's pretty cool. So you got it. That's exactly right, Punch. Oh, that's cool, John. I appreciate that. That's what I said to TV Guy before my flight. TGO is learning about life. That's awesome, guys. I appreciate that. And Ponch is right, folks. The medicine allowed me to break generational trauma. There's no way in hell my dad even knew what the hell the word meditation meant, let alone meditated. The fact that my children know about mindfulness, my son Matthew, uh, I think I'm not taking credit for this. God did all of this, but I've broken the chain. I've broken the chain of generational trauma because I trust me. They say on the medicine you can heal 3 generations, like forward, you, and behind you. And I know for a fact that happened. When I was on the medicine and I saw my father with my sister Monica, he was healed. He was absolutely healed. Now, that happened without me, obviously, but God allowed me the modality to actually see that. God gave me evidence. They were there, they're right there, and they were healed. And the fact that my children don't have to carry all the shit that I was carrying for some of my life is pretty cool. Ending on a high note. So didn't mean for that to come out. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get going. I'll give you a brief on how this goes. New Life is the company. New Life, what a great name, too. New Life, because that's every day you have the opportunity to have a new life. All right, guys, I got to go. God bless and namaste.